Fear the Walking Dead has been pissing me off for many seasons now, with seasons 1 through 3 being amazing and seasons 4 through 5 being, horrible. I mean, horrible. I am going to be trying to fix this show today, or at least do my best. I have maybe about roughly 10 minutes till my next class starts. Yes, I'm doing this in between classes. I'm insane. Okay, here is how you fix Fear the Walking Dead. For the first thing, we're going to be doing Season 1 and 2, we're going to keep the same. Seasons 1 and 2, we are keeping the same, because I love Seasons 1 and 2. Season 3, we're just going to be fixing some minor things, and, really that's it, because Season 3 is the best season of the show so far. At least that is until Season 6 finishes, because I feel like Season 6 will be the best show, the best season of the show since Season 3. Because Season 6, if you haven't already, watch it. It's amazing. First off, Season 3, there's no saving Travis. We all know Travis. Cliff Curtis wanted off the show, so there's really no helping Travis. He went out in a lame way. I wish he could have went out fighting a little bit more, but, there's no saving him. We're going to be keeping some things the same. Like, Luciana still leaves the ranch. Ophelia still poisons the ranchers. But Madison is the one that kills Jeremiah. It's a minor thing, because I'm building it up to a different thing later on. This is just what I would have done, really, not how you fix Fear. When you fix Fear, how I would fix Fear is when we get to seasons 4 through 5. But Madison still kills Jeremiah. Nick and Jake try to convince Troy to leave the ranch and take the herd with him. Jake has had enough, says killing Troy is the only way. Nick kills Jake to protect Troy, and that builds conflict between him and Alicia. Nick kills Jake. I'm pretty sure Nick technically did get Jake killed, though, to be honest, because he did knock him into the walkers, and, the walker bit him. But, I'm just going to say it was mostly Troy's fault, because he was the one that actually led the herd there. But yeah, Nick kills Jake. It builds conflict between him and Alicia that Nick will never probably reveal to Alicia. So Nick just has that in the back of his mind now. Everyone at the ranch still dies. Ophelia still dies, sadly. Daniel and Strand still have their fights and stuff throughout the season. The Proctors will be much more heavily involved, and they kill Crazy Dog to prove a point. Proctor John only had 2 episodes, and he was very threatening, but he wasn't threatening enough to be like, I think this guy could be a big villain. Our villain right now currently is Virginia, but I feel like that's going to change because these people that want the key, the people that are spray painting the end is the beginning, or whatever, I think they will be the villains of Season 6. Ginny is just a cop-out villain, because I actually like Virginia, but we'll get to her later. Madison and the group have a shootout with the Proctors. Walker's mildly injured. They escape the Proctors, and that's when Ophelia reveals her bite. Then she dies, of course. Daniel still doesn't make any time to see her. Daniel ties Troy up instead of Nick, and Troy tells him that Jake was the one that caused the horde to get to the ranch. Alicia still leaves after hearing Jake is dead, of course, like she does. And then when she asks when she asks how he died, Troy says that he was bitten and turned, saving Nick, a lot of grief, of course. Kind of like he does in the show. Lola and Efrain still die to the Proctors, and everything, with the dynamite and the dam still plays out. The Daniel getting shot in the face, and Madison. Here's a big thing for me, though, that I didn't like from Season 3. It's a minor thing. Okay, so Madison killed Troy in Season 3, Episode 15, Wrath. Or not Wrath, I don't know. But, she kills him in that movie. Things Bad Begun. In the movie, what the hell? She kills him in Season 3, Episode 15, Things Bad Begun. I felt like that was a poor choice, and he should have lived. So in this version, Madison decides to leave Troy behind after hearing that he led the herd to the ranch, and Troy starts to call Madison out, saying that she'll kill him like she killed Jeremiah, but no, she leaves him behind. And she says, "If I ever see you again, you're not getting another chance." That's good. That's good. That's a fitting end for that. That's a fitting end for that character, And it brings the possibility of him being brought back, which I still think they should have done. Nick confesses to killing Jake to save Troy to Madison. She's very upset with him. The dam explodes. Yep. Walker decides to take his chances. Done listening to Troy and Strand's nonsense. Sees the dam exploding. And that's it for that. Then season 3 ends the same way, with Troy alive, but instead of the little girl walking up to Madison washed up after the explosion, it's Luciana. Because that would have been a good way to sort of tie her back into the thing. Because I'm pretty sure by the end of season 3, people forgot who the hell Luciana was. And I forgot she was, like, oh gosh. Alright, season 4. Season 4 has Madison at the forefront, not Morgan, okay? The first 4 episodes are focusing on Madison talking to Al after the dam explosion, her finding everyone else, and yeah, basically it just doesn't focus on Morgan as much, alright, in the first few episodes. Still, Morgan leaves Jace's place, still get the traveling montage, meets John, to meet Al, and then we're caught up to the end of episode 4, where, of course, Alicia, Strand, and Nick stop them at their truck. So we don't get Morgan, Al, and John until episode 4. That works because we get 3 episodes with our main characters, with Madison, Alicia, and Strand, and Nick and Lucy. But season 4 goes the same way pretty much, only with color. Nick still kills Ennis. It's confusing the audience as to why he's killing him so violently because, of course, we don't know what he's done to the stadium. Frank Delane was done with the show, so Nick is killed. Only this time it's not Charlie, it's Mel, because Charlie, I don't know. What they did with Charlie was very stupid. And then they make you want to like Charlie, and I still hate Charlie to this day. If you have Mel do it, then you get the satisfying conclusion with Mel where Alicia kills him. That was good. Madison still makes her sacrifice, because I still believe Madison is alive, and I'm calling it right now. Madison saved Morgan from being shot. But yeah. She does her little sacrifice. But the storm lasts longer. The second half, the storm lasts longer because the storm was very it was out of nowhere, but it was gone just as much as it came. It was gone as quick as it came in, pretty much. Alicia's still wanting to kill Charlie because of her telling Mel about the stadium, so we still have that dynamic going on. Morgan brings it back it brings everyone back together just a few episodes before the finale. Martha has people with her. And it's not written awkwardly, like every 5 seconds she's like, "I'm gonna make you strong." That was a horrible character, and it was just, there was potential for her to be slightly creepy and interesting and intense, but no, it was horrible. She was written horrible. She shoots Luciana in the arm, which sets Morgan's off because he's been fighting to keep all those people alive. Sarah, Wendell, and Jim are still in the season, of course. Jim is bitten trying to save Martha because he believes in Morgan's ideology. We don't make Jim an asshole. Jim still makes his sacrifice. Morgan tries to save Martha, but he sees that her gunshot wound sustained by Wendell earlier, of course, is badly infected. Morgan puts her down, and the group moves on to the factory. Morgan's group starts to help people, then the season ends with them getting a radio call, which is from Logan, saying he needs help. The final shot is the group on the plane. So then we don't have to waste all the time explaining what the hell has been happening in between seasons 4 and 5. We know they've been helping people. We know they have a plane. But this is actually just showing it instead of just telling us these little intricate details about how Logan got into contact with them, what they're doing with this plane. So, that's season 4 done. Alright, let's get into this thorn in my side. The plane crash still happens, only Luciana is not with them. Dylan, Max, and Annie are the only kids there. There's no more kids. Turns out the kids have been trying to reach the helicopter so they can be transported to safety. This makes more sense than them wanting to hide from the helicopter because, what the shit, they're trying to find people. We see the helicopter. Al tries to track it down. We don't spend a whole episode with her and Isabel because it's kind of pointless because we just saved the CRM stuff for World Beyond. Because as far as World Beyond and Fear goes, we've learned a lot more of World Beyond from World Beyond than we have in that one episode of Fear that was dedicated specifically to her and the CRM. Morgan and Alicia meet Grace still. John and June meet Dwight. And then the kids aren't ignorant about leaving because why would they not want Morgan's help? They clearly want to get out. It is very confusing the way that I get that they have all these kids to take care of, and it's kind of hard to trust these strangers, but they want to get off of this place, and Morgan is telling them, begging them to come with him because he has a way for them to get off of here, and they're completely ignorant to it. It's so annoying. Morgan, Alicia, and the kids help Grace, but the reactor goes off still. Meanwhile, Logan is moving his people into the factory, but Sarah, Wendell, and Charlie shut it down by trying to make a deal involving the oil field. We don't waste any time on finding the oil field. It's already been found over the time skip of a few weeks. So in between season 4 and 5, it's already been found, okay? So yeah, because I know it probably wouldn't make sense because at the end of season 4 in my version they were already flying off in the plane, but in between of this they've already been trying to find Logan. Okay, they've been trying to find Logan, and they've been making pit stops and stuff. That's my explanation for that. I'll admit that was a plot hole in mine. I'll admit to that. But they found the oil field over the time skip. It's just a few weeks, maybe not even that. Strand grabs Charlie for a recon mission because Strand has seen one of Al's tapes of her interviewing Daniel, just like he does in the show. Everything plays out the same with Daniel. He got skid mark, the plane. We get the parts needed for the plane with the help of Grace and Dwight, who are now officially with Morgan. Dwight's quest for Sherry, of course, is still present. Alicia still gets Walker blood on her, but Grace warns her about it. Grace warns Morgan that she doesn't have much time left. Morgan swears to her that she will make it. The group lands safety just in time to make the deal with Logan, so we don't waste a half a season getting back to the denim factory. I hated that. It was so slow and just drawn out. You just wanted to see them get off the damn place. Logan makes a deal with them that in exchange for some oil, he will stay off Morgan's back. They get there, however, to see the oil field is flooded with walkers, and secretly this is Virginia's doing because she, of course, had business with Logan. She knows that he wants the oil field, so she's going to take it from him. Logan says he isn't done with Morgan's group yet. He says he is going to work to clear the oil field and take it. The group threatens that if he does it, it won't end well for him. The group attempts to take care of the walkers, but a shot rings out. Luciana is dead. I know. I killed Lucy. Logan realizes that he can't salvage the oil field and leaves, saying that what they have going for them is going to be put to an end. Of course, that's right before Luciana's dead. I skipped over that. Man. But yeah, now our group is slightly torn, okay? Alicia, we're creating character dynamics, something that Season 5 lacked significantly. Alicia and the others believe that they abandoned the oil fields to prevent future bloodshed. Morgan insists that they need the oil fields, we need the oil fields, and we end the first half with Virginia radioing the group, and she says, keep doing what you're doing. It won't last long. Because that just sounds like a Virginia thing she'd say. I can see Colby Menifee saying that. Second half starts with Morgan's group helping people and recruiting more to their cause in the form of a documentary, just like we see in episode 9. In between the documentary segments are normal segments, because we don't need a whole episode just filmed by a fucking camera. I'm sorry. Grace is fighting for her life as she collapses during a run with Morgan, and to save a man on a roof, just like they are when they're in the mall in the carousel. They get a piece necessary for Sarah to fix the drilling system for the oil rig, because they do clear the walkers. They don't care what Virginia has to say. They find the guy, and he's bitten, just like how it goes in the show. They put him down. Morgan and Grace become very close during this episode, discussing their lives. Logan shows up in the next episode now that the oil field is up and running. He holds our group at gunpoint, but Morgan tries to explain how they can still share it. Oh, man. They can still share it. This sets Morgan off. And, yeah, I don't know how I missed that there, but, I don't know why my notes messed up here, but basically Grace dies. Grace does die. She dies on the ride back from the run. And Logan has seen the tapes at this point, so he tells Morgan something. He's like, I remember something along the lines of, keep this up, and it was something along the lines of, like, keep helping people because your help did nothing for your boy Dwayne. And that sets this sets Morgan off, slams Logan against the wall, holding the end of his staff to his neck. Alicia talks him down, and they just tell Logan to put his guns down, and no one gets to with it. That's another thing. Alicia is not in psycho killer mode. Psycho killer. Because season 4 she was going through that, right? You know? It doesn't make sense for her by the beginning of season 5 for her to still be in that mode, because at the end of season 4 she's found these people, she's found this community, she's building something for herself, she's found something that she can hold on to. And in season 5 they kind of just throw that away, her progress from season 4 away, and they make her a really dark, brooding character that wants to kill everything. And then they have her paint trees, which is even worse. I think I have something wrote down in here about the tree painting. We'll get to that. But yeah, Logan is touched as how the group still won't kill him after all he's done, so he decides to take the deal and be a good person. The same thing happens in the show where Logan is professing how he will turn a new leaf, and then BLAM! Virginia's group kills him and all his people. Virginia tells Morgan that she's been watching his tapes for quite some time now and that she is very impressed. The group threatens that if Virginia doesn't leave them alone, there will be trouble. Virginia snaps her fingers and boom! Wendell is dead. Cause I mean, come on now, we need some deaths in here, okay? Sarah tries to rush at her. Sarah tries to rush at her. Alicia stops her. They start to leave, but Virginia points to Sarah. Not her, she says. She knows the whole workings of this here fine contraption. We're gonna need her. So Sarah stays at the oil fields as the group heads back to the others, feeling greatly defeated. Alicia believes that helping people is not working out for anyone. Luciana, Grace, Wendell, Logan, none of them signed up for their fate, she says to Morgan. Morgan does not know what to say, so the group debates their next move. Still like the show, John tells them about the gulch, and they head there. The group clears the walkers without calling Virginia, because they had the plan. Dwight came up with the plan for the horses. They got the horses, they cleared the walkers out, and I don't know why Morgan could have just called it off, or he could have maybe left the gulch and then came back after Virginia was gone. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand what the logic was there. But Morgan comes up with the same plan that comes up with the show, and then he says that the group will be split and they will each go where she wants them to. That's what Virginia says. Virginia radios her people. Our group is separated, and Morgan is left with Virginia. Same thing happens with Morgan being shot and giving a speech, only this time we see from his POV someone patching his gunshot wound, but it's so blurry you can't see who it is. Because then we don't end with people being pissed off. Season 5, the big thing was people were pissed off that it ended the way it ended. With Morgan bleeding out, we didn't know what was going to happen. And then you kill you're going to kill the suspense anyway. They killed the suspense anyway of whether he was going to live or not by putting him in promotional art, posters, trailers, and stuff like that. If I were them, I would have just left him out of all of that, really. But I mean, then we wouldn't get the bounty hunter thing in the trailers and stuff. We wouldn't get that hyped up. But I don't know. So yeah. we're on to season 6 now. This was a few days ago, or at least a week ago, so it's gonna be a little bit backwards because I'm sure some of the stuff that I have wrote down here has already happened. But this is like where I'm at with season 6, what they could possibly do. So keep episode 1 and 2 the same. It's amazing. Bring back Madison as the person who saved Morgan's life for this season. Because at the time, episode 1 and 2 were the only ones that were out. But as of this time, keep episodes 1 through 5 the same, because I've loved all 5 episodes. Can't wait for episodes 6 and 7. But yeah, bring back Madison as the person who saved Morgan's life later on in the season, or hell, even if they want to, mid-season finale, have her come back. Because they wouldn't have mentioned that someone saved him and he doesn't know who it is if it wasn't going to be important. It wasn't Sherry, because we know of that now because she's seen him and she would have said something. It wasn't the people with the white masks because they would have said something. And I'm pretty sure it was not Dakota, because Dakota would have said something to Strand and Alicia, because I'm sure that Strand and Alicia think that he is dead. So therefore, that only leaves Madison, really. So I don't know why the people haven't drawn more attention to that, but I believe that Kim Dickens, because Kim Dickens did not want to be killed off. Madison is a fantastic character. She's a symbol of fear at this point. The symbol was Nick. Then they killed Nick. Then we were left with Madison. They got rid of Madison, but it's time to bring her back into the fold. Hashtag bring back Kim Dickens. We need her. We need Madison Clark. Make Virginia a more compelling villain. Give her an episode to herself. I mean, I know I hated bottle episodes, but I mean, they gave us 2 of them for the governor. They're going to give us a Here's Negan episode here soon. So why not, you know? They gave us technically like 3 episodes with the governor learning about him, because there was the Walk With Me episode where we got to learn of him in Woodbury with Andrea Michonne in season 3 of Walking Dead, and then we got the 2 bottle episodes with the governor finding Tara, Lily, Megan, and you know, Martinez and all of that happening and taking over the prison. So I mean, it would be fine with me, I guess, for that to happen. Then when it's all said and done, maybe next season or a season later, bring Troy in as a battered, hardened man who has seen Morgan's tapes and wants to finish off the Clarks. I know, Troy is very dead for Fear the Walking Dead right now. But I'm just saying, for my version, that's what I would do. So here's where I'm laying at with all the different characters, right? Well, a few of them anyway. I didn't hit on all of them. So Madison comes back. Madison is a killer that has done everything she's been able to do to keep her loved ones safe. She's still alive, and I'm 100% sure she saved Morgan. There's a theory that she might kill Charlie when she gets back, if she comes back. I don't think so. I mean, she's definitely going to be hurt about Nick, but I feel like Alicia wouldn't even tell Madison who killed him, I'll be honest. Alicia is hardened, but still within her knows that there are still good people. She's lost her family, or so she thought. So now she's holding on to whatever she can, which is Strand, pretty much. Strand is the same, nothing really changes, which I got very wrong. His arcs are always the best written besides Daniel's. Looks like he's taking a bit of a Eugene. Yes, that's what it is. He's taking a bit of a Eugene arc this season. I believe that Strand is not being an asshole on purpose. I believe he is, you know, or by accident. I mean, I don't know. He's working from the inside. He told Alicia that in the end of season 5, that they were going to work from the inside to take it down. Daniel. Daniel is the same. Nothing's changed. He'll definitely get more in on the action this season. I'm hoping. We haven't seen him since episode 2, but I'm hoping so. Because he now knows that Morgan's alive, and now, you know, Dwight and Al are with him. So we're slowly building the gang back together. Okay. I thought she'd be dead for season 5. For Luciana, I thought she'd be dead in season 5. They haven't done much of anything with her, but if they really want to make it impactful, she'll sacrifice herself this season. This is crucial, and I'm going to make a video about this soon for my death predictions. I believe that Luciana, I'm going to have to make it this week, because I believe Luciana will die this week on The Walking Dead. I thought it was June, but then I remember that June was confirmed. Jenna Elfman was confirmed for filming, so I believe that June will be safe and Luciana will sacrifice herself. Morgan is kind of hardened from causing deaths, of course, in my version, you know, my Morgan. So yeah, whereas my Morgan is sort of hardened from causing deaths, the Morgan we have now has found a balance of dark and light, while also knowing he caused everyone to separate. So that's his one-armed man. That's what he's fighting for, to get these people back that he caused to get separated. John honestly doesn't do a whole lot in my version, but in reality, he is one of the absolute favorite characters. He's almost in my top 5, in terms of like alive characters. He probably is actually. Looks like in this season though, being separated from June will hurt him. But I'm saying that now. I said that a few weeks ago, but of course John and June are now back together, which is great. And I feel like John is going to get a little bit better, but I feel like he's still going to be hardened by the death of Janice, of course. Al stays the same, except she doesn't have the vast knowledge of the CRM like she does in the show, in my version, but I'm sure she'll continue chasing more stories, and possibly, what do I have right here? Possibly finding Sherry. Yeah. I was correct on that point. Now, for Dwight. Dwight didn't have a lot going on in my story or in the show, really, because in Season 5 he's mostly kind of in the background a little bit, other than when he's, looking for Sherry. His character so far is all about finding Sherry, but he will this season, most likely, and I was right about that. He'll play big into freeing the others from Virginia. Yep, I was correct on that too, because he is trying to free the others from Virginia. Sherry wants to, anyway. He stopped her, but I'm sure that's just going to give him more drive to want to help Morgan to free the others, so he'll play a big part, I'm sure. Charlie, I really hate her. I really hate her. Charlie isn't that bad in my version, but on the show I really hate her. I'm still pissed about how the showrunners wanted you to like Charlie after she killed Nick. That is the biggest problem for me on the show, by far. I haven't seen anything in the trailers for Sarah to go off of. I've just seen the trailer for this week's episode 6. And I mean, she'll just be around. She'll live. And Wendell, the same thing with her, about Sarah. June probably, I said would probably be the same as John. Being away from him would take a toll on her, but now that they're back together, she'll probably be fine. I don't think she'll die this season. I think that's it. Yeah, that is it. Oh yeah, Virginia. I think Virginia will not be the villain this season, actually. Like I said, the end of the beginning, the end is the beginning people will most likely be the villain. So, I mean, it's kind of weird because we have the end is the beginning group, we have the people in the white mask, we have the pioneers, we have Morgan's group. four groups here. But yeah, guys, that's really how I would fix Fear the Walking Dead, and I just gave a little glimpse of what I would like to see from this season. But so far, Season 6, even if some of this stuff doesn't happen, it has been a fantastic watch, by far. And Season 6 has really helped me stay awake for World Beyond. Because World Beyond is, I mean, we'll touch on World Beyond. We'll get to that in another video. But that's all for this video. I want to thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and maybe even consider hitting that subscribe button to be, ready for some other videos. Hit that bell if you want to be notified about them. And probably the next video I'll be doing is a video on the death predictions for Fear the Walking Dead Season 6. See you guys then.